Hmm. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your boy Shaka 401, of course, with pushgapradios.com. This is our first live. I've been off the air because I started a new job. For all the jobs that they were talking about were out there. Okay, wasn't no shitload of jobs, but let them tell it. There's jobs all over the damn place. I haven't seen them. But I have a question. The making of pushgapradios.com. We're making we're making a podcast here. This is the first time we've ever went live, so bear with me because I know I'm gonna fuck it up somewhere along the line. But what I wanted to talk about, we're gonna get into HBCUs here momentarily. But I want to talk about white folks, Mom. I got a job driving for a limousine company. Now, when I'm at the airport, it amazes me. I thought white folks were so afraid of niggas. But they will walk up on you when they need something and ask you anything. I thought you people were afraid of us. What do they call you? Fear for your life. But they just run up on you. Hey, could you help me? I thought you was afraid of niggas. What happened with that? But yeah, they just come up on you and they want to know, what's going on and could you help me with this and could you help me with that? And I'm just confused. Okay. I thought y'all was afraid of black folk. That's until your ass needs something, huh? That's kind of hypocritical to me. If I was afraid of white folk and I didn't fuck with white folks, then why would I be asking you anything? See, it's all a scam. It's all a hoax. People aren't afraid of you. That's just what they say so that they're able to fucking abuse you and to oppress you. People aren't afraid of you, man. They sure as hell ain't afraid when they need something. Them white folk come out the woodwork, man. I'd be shocked when they walk up on me. I'd be looking around, checking, trying to see, what the hell's going on. I thought y'all was afraid of the brothers, man. So where does this come from? Do people ever do you that? You'll be out somewhere and white folk will just mob up on you and start asking you questions or they need something. Where does that come from? I thought you were afraid of us. I thought you feared us. I thought we were dogs and criminals and whatnot. See how people are? Shows you all this shit is just a damn scam. Ain't nobody afraid of you, man. They just say that. How have black folk and white folk been here 500 years? You ain't afraid of nobody else, the Palestinians, the Afghanistanians, the Hispanics, the Asians. You ain't afraid of nobody, but you still afraid of us. You wasn't afraid of us when we was in your home. When my great-great-great-grandmama was cooking your damn food, tending your children. But the moment we weren't slaves anymore, now we're lazy. And you fear us. But the moment you need some damn help, you Jane Elliott. Now, of course, you don't know who Jane Elliott is. She speaks on white supremacy. Been on the Rock Newman show, which you probably use. A lot of you slaves don't know shit about that. But yeah, why do the white folks run up on you when they need something? Gary, Indiana, stand up, baby. 219 represent. But the moment they need something, these people running up on you, man. I just find that hard to believe. That you're so afraid of me until you get in a bind or whatever. Now we're all brothers. Okay. The hell's up with that? I just don't understand it. I be at work and I be at the airport, DFW airport, for those of you who live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And that's just strange to me. That all of a sudden your ass, you ain't afraid of me, you don't fear me, you're not calling the cops. All of a sudden when Karen ass needs something, here she comes. It's hypocritical. I just didn't understand it. I just wanted to bring that up. Does that happen to anyone else? You're out somewhere and a white person walk up on you and they need some help. Not saying that all white folks is oppressors or white supremacists or whatever. Because here's what a guy said on YouTube some months ago that I was checking out, and I think it's kind of true that if you don't have $10 million as a white person, you ain't a real white person. You just white trash. According to him, real white people have $10 million. Why did he say that? He was describing that in a land that was built for you, where everything was given to you, how are you a failure? That the poorest white man should have a minimum of $10 million. Think of all the shit you stole from my people. And he was saying that. You're not a real white person. You're not a real white person in America if you don't have $10 million. What do you think about that? Should it be $5 million? Of course, he's saying with a 500-year head damn start, you should have way more than that. You should be up there with Elon Musk and Zuckerberg now, Bill Gates. But I understood what he was saying. Are you a real white person if you don't have $10 million? This shit was given to you. It was built for you. Now, of course, when it was given to you, it's called subsidies. When it's given to black folks, it's called a handout. This is our first live on YouTube. Of course, no one's watching because no one knows I'm here. Okay. Hell, I didn't know I was going to be here. But yeah, the guy was saying if you did not have that, because you have to think of all the things that were taken from us. Consider this: a guy was talking about that black people owned slaves too. Now, I watch people on YouTube that are smarter than me. Jason Black, the Black Authority, Professor Black Truth, Yvette Carnell, Tariq Nasheed, whole host of people. And it was broken down to me some years ago. And that's why when he made the statement, that ran back through my head. Well, black people owned slaves too. No, they didn't. Think about this. You made it out of slavery. You somehow went up north, made a shitload of money. Whether you invented something or had a great job, whatever. So you come back down to Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, wherever, and you go to the slave auction and you purchase this old black lady. Did it ever occur to you that was his mom or his grandmother or his brother or sister or his dad or his uncle? But because he, as a black person, bought this black person, you thought they were buying slaves. These people were buying back their own family members. See how people try to flip the script on you? And it's easy to bump your damn head when you don't know. Who would buy black people as slaves and you were a slave yourself? Why would you buy someone and put them in such atrocious conditions to oppress them and to make them do what you escaped from? See, when you don't know your history, a nigga can tell you anything. A lot of you niggas out here asleep. You don't want to know. See, once you know, you have to take responsibility. You have to take action. Niggas don't want to know. Remember when I was in the Fed, old school told me that shit one time. He said, Shaq, everybody don't want to know. A lot of niggas want to stay asleep. Because if you sleep, you don't have to be held responsible. I believe that. You actually think somebody came back as a black person and bought a black person to put them in bondage? You were buying back your own family members so you could set them free. You think Harriet Tubman would have came back with a boatload of money and bought up slaves to re-enslave them or to help set them free? See, when you don't know, your ass don't know. A lot of you niggas don't want to know. You're content. Had a homeboy told me that, well, shit good in America for black people. It's better than it was. Nigga, is you stupid? There are 1,000 people on YouTube telling you how it was. Black people, that are smarter than me. You got 1,000 people on YouTube telling you how it is right now in America. How could he make the statement that things are going good? You got 1,000 people telling you what's going to happen to us in the future. But if you're not listening and all you're interested in is fucking Cardi B and what's his name? Kim Kardashian and Kanye West and Wendy Williams, you don't want to know. Like the man said about baby boomers, they're just looking for a comfortable place to lay down and fucking die. It's sad. Then I'm trying to explain to him what's going on with the Democratic Party. You got to understand something with Sleepy Joe Jim Crow Biden. He has to push for the deal, the midterms coming up in 2022. Then he has to get reelected. Then he's got to get out and stomp for the midterms again. And then he's got to get Kamala elected. You think Joe Biden gonna live that damn long? Really? Now, to all you fucking slaves out there who was told not to vote for these people in the Democratic Party, and you voted anyway. Well, you can't vote. That man told you to his face he wasn't gonna do shit for us. Kamala got on there and said, I'm not going to do something just for black people. No, and you niggas still went out and voted. You slaves. And now you quiet as a church house mouse. Can't find you fucking people. You gave away the vote. If it ain't shit in it for me, ain't shit in it for you either. What Killer Mike said? You leave, going off trying to get into something, you come back with dry pockets and wet panties. You people just giving the vote away. And it's particularly old niggas that's just giving away the damn vote. Because you're comfortable. You got your house. You got your fucking Cadillac. You got your pension, your retirement, a little money in the bank. You don't give a shit about the people coming behind you. Your kids, your grandkids, your great-grand. Like the dude said, I was trying to get into flipping houses, ran up on a guy that was flipping houses. This nigga wouldn't even lace me into the game. He said, well, you got to get on the list. I said, well, give me the number to the list. And the guy ain't called him back. See, we don't help each other anymore. We're all out for self. That shit started in the 80s. I got mine, nigga, get yours. We don't care about the group anymore. And it's usually you old niggas up in the church, waiting on white Jesus to come fix your problem. Same thing in our neighborhoods. I'll delve into that a little further when we start talking about these damn HBCUs. But you giving away the damn vote to the Democrats who don't give a shit about you. And you people made all that noise. Yvette Carnell told you to vote down ballot. Just don't vote for the president. To reach out, now she told you not to vote at all. See, you got to show your power in numbers. Think about this. Let's say Coca-Cola, for instance, did something against the Jews. They would make one phone call, to all the other Jews. And then people would boycott the shit out that company. Niggas ain't finna do that. I remember they had something against Gucci a year or so back. You think niggas gonna get together for the good of the group, or niggas selfish and looking out for self? See, back in the day when we were segregated, we didn't have a choice but to look out for each other. But once desegregation hit, they cherry-picked the best of the best out of our communities. They killed Fred Hampton not Fred Hampton, but they killed Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, destroyed the Black Panther Party. All they didn't kill, they put in jail. All they didn't put in jail, they gave a job to the smart ones. Cut the head, the body will fall. Now here come the midterms, and they're gonna come out to your church and do the shenanay or the whatever you call it. Hillary Clinton ass coming out with a bottle of damn hot sauce. Kamala Harris talking about she was smoking that ooh wee while she was listening to Biggie and Tupac. Them niggas wasn't even banging when this bitch was in fucking school. Howard University, we're gonna get into that when we get into HBCUs. But you niggas just giving away the vote because you don't want to do for the good of the damn group. And it's sad. And it's you slave-minded niggas. They come to your church to get in your pulpit to pander to you for your damn vote. And what do? You fall for it. You've been falling for it. Because you think voting is the thing to do. And that's the problem with niggas. We don't want to do what's right. First off, leave them Democrats alone. Leave the damn Republicans alone. Two sides of the same coin. The only thing them two niggas agree on is they gonna oppress niggas. But your stupid ass don't see that. And I got on here to do this for that very reason. I'm sick of you old niggas. I'm 60. I'm on the ass end of baby boomer stuff. I think baby boomers were born between 45 and 64. I was born in 1960, so I wasn't a grown-up in 1965 when the civil rights movement was going on. I'm a product of it. But it's you old niggas who already got yours. You don't give a shit about nobody else. Now, here come the midterms. The niggas need you again. Black folk need to get together and start our own political party. And then you got to get up some money so you can pay to put your own candidate in. Ain't nobody finna give you shit for free. Everybody else collect money. They raise funds to pay their person. That's the game. Niggas still keep sitting around thinking that, well, just because we gave you our vote, you're going to give us something. Sleepy Joe told your ass you better start learning to work with the immigrants. That's all about LGBTQ, PRS, XYZ. Dave Chappelle already explained that if you checked out his Netflix special. But it's you old ass niggas giving away the vote, just breaking down for the Democratic Party. Republicans don't even holler at black folk. They don't give a shit. They got all the white supremacists on their side. Why do you think they let all the immigrants in here, the Democrats? Because they need their ass to get rid of you. If I don't have to depend on you for your vote, and it's going to take 10, 15, 20 years for them to reach that. When the Hispanics are already the number one minority. We've dropped to number 3 in the pecking order. Now they're letting all these damn Afghanistans up in here. Giving them your tax dollars. No reparations for us, nigga. Cut the check. None for us. But your tax dollars going to these people. The reason they letting these immigrants in here is because they want them as a voting base. Why don't we get our own base together? Because niggas don't care. You know, old ass niggas. You don't care. You have yours. And in the words of the Black Authority, Jason Black, you old ass niggas just looking for somewhere safe and comfortable to lay down and die. You're not thinking about the generation coming behind you. And once they got rid of Dr. King, who else stepped up? They'll make you turn your back on Minister Farrakhan or anybody else that speaks up for you. Anybody that speaks up for us gets shut down. That fear mindset. What a warrior is that? You niggas running up in the church praying to white Jesus to fix your problem. Look at our neighborhoods. I go over to South Dallas and whatnot. How come you don't clean up your own fucking neighborhood? Who are you waiting on to come do that? When I was a kid, Gary, Indiana. When I was a kid, there was this empty lot on the corner on our block. That's where we played baseball and football. But Friday evening, this was in the summertime when we were out of school. elementary school. Friday evening or first thing Sunday morning, we would all come down there with garbage bags and rakes or whatever, and we would clean up the lot our damn selves and play ball all day long. If we went to the ballpark over at the park, same thing. There were beer bottles and beer cans and trash around. We would clean that shit up. That was ours. You remember Big Man them used to come and sweep the front of the house, go sweep the curb? Nobody do that shit anymore. You waiting on somebody else to come in and do it for you. And that's sad. Social engineering. No, that's what we've been taught. The white Jesus gonna send 300 million motherfuckers down here to just crack open the sky and come save us from white supremacy. It's not gonna happen. When are we going to do for self like we used to? You look at the hangings that went on back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Those were business owners that they were hanging. There were a few regular schmoes in there, but primarily they were business owners. You know, Mr. Charlie had a store, but the niggas wasn't fucking with Mr. Charlie. We went to Mr. Brown's store. We supported Mr. Brown because he treated us like folk when we came in there. Mr. Charlie didn't give a shit. He charged us extra. If a thing of sugar was 15 cents, he'd charge us 25 cents for the damn sugar. Mr. Charlie hate niggas, but he still got a family to feed, huh? So what'd he do? Him and his cowardly bitch-ass buddies go put on that dunce hat and them damn sheets, and they come riding in the night under the cloak of security, of secrecy. You know, bitch-made niggas. And they come in, they run Mr. Brown's family out because they 10 times out of 10 lived up over the store. You know, we as Black people, we know how to make it work. That's why we're not suffering today during a pandemic. But then they burnt Mr. Brown's store and his home down, and they hung him. Now we had no choice but to go to Mr. Charlie. The great MLK said himself, I fear that I've taken my people into a burning building. He knew. The fuck you want to be around somebody who don't want your punk ass around? We had our own. Now, what a lot of you probably don't know, there was an old white man who passed away last year, year before last. And on a deathbed statement, he said that we were ready to give Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. whatever he wanted, just to shut him up and get him out of there. We'd have gave him land, we'd have gave him money, whatever he wanted. He said when Dr. King came in there and started talking about integration, he said the white folks started side-eyeing each other. Like, what? You want to come eat at a place we don't want you at. You want to come live in a place we don't want you at. You want to come and educate your children in a place we don't want you at. And he said they got together and talked about it. I said, well, shit, that ain't going to cost us nothing. We thought we was going to have to give up land and money and resources. He said this nigga came in here and wanted integration. Found out later he was wrong. Should have been listening to Malcolm X. It is what the fuck it is. But he said he was ready to give us any and everything. And then they just decimated us after that. When do we go back to our own? Why don't you clean up your own neighborhood? Now, most places, you niggas don't own it anyway. You're renting, but you gang banging because this your hood. Nigga, you a renter. You don't own shit here. Because if you did, you would take better care of it. You ever go to some neighborhoods and there are flowers out in front of the house and the lawn is neatly kept, and then you'll see another house 2, 3 houses down, and shit, it's all kind of shit out in the front yard. That's because that nigga's a renter. The one with the flowers owns that. But we sit around waiting on somebody else to come in and fix our damn problem. We got to get back to self. Niggas is just so selfish today. It's sad, but it is what the fuck it is. Niggas think about self, mind. Clean up your own hood. Go out and sweep the front of your house. The curb where you park your car. The empty lot next door to you. Well, it ain't mine. Yeah, but it's making your shit look bad. See, as kids, we didn't care that it wasn't ours. We used it. It was on the block. Every Saturday morning, Big Mom and the old heads got out there, and they was out there sweeping with an old straw broom. Not none of this polyester shit they have today. But Big Mom then was out there sweeping, fam. Beautifying what little bit we had till we finally moved to a nice sized house in an upper middle class neighborhood in Gary, Indiana. Horseman High School, 5th Avenue. Shout out to you. But yeah. Leave these Democrats alone. I'm very interested to see what the fuck you slaves gonna do come the midterms next year. Sleepy Joe and Kamala ass raped you people. Ain't heard a peep out of you. Oh, we not gonna not vote. We gotta go down and vote. Our ancestors died for the vote. No, they didn't. They were killed because they wanted to vote. Our ancestors died to get from up under fucking oppression by white supremacy. You don't know your history, and these people can tell you whatever because you fucking stupid. Yeah, I said it. You don't want to know because once you know, you're held accountable. You have to take action. I'm tired of you niggas. My podcast that I made, I was trying to lace people up. Niggas don't want to know. That's why Yvette Carnell had went off for a little while. Tired of you niggas. When you're fighting for black folk, your biggest enemy is black folk. You were told not to vote for Sleepy Joe and Kamala. Kamala was ran out of the presidential race back in January of 2020. That showed you then that nobody want her ass. She slept her way to the top and told you she wasn't doing shit for niggas. And what you slaves do. Took your happy ass right the fuck down there and voted for her. Voted for Sleepy Joe, but by default. You need money to get political clout, or you need your own something. How in the fuck are you a Democrat or a Republican? Niggas talking about you a conservative. Nigga, what is you conserving? What you got, nigga, you want to conserve? Oh, you got your own shit for you and yours, you know. White Jesus bless us, foe don't bless no more. You ever heard that? It's time for us to go back to the way we were before the 1980s, the mid-70s, where we looked out for each other. Remember, those of you of a certain age lived in a certain part of the country, the rent parties. Someone was short on their rent. Friday, Saturday night, they throw a party and sell plates. Monday morning, they had their rent. Wasn't a handout. Quid pro quo, something for something. I'll open my house up. We're going to play some good music. Blue lights in the basement. You Southerners don't know shit about that. Gladys Knight made a song about it. Blue lights in the basement. Serve plates. Everybody chipped in. Snoop Dogg said it best today, though. Everybody got their cups, but they ain't chipped in. No one wants to help. And for you niggas that own a business, I'm sick of your ass too. Your customer service is fucking deplorable. You think just because you're black, I'm supposed to patronize your establishment? And then I come in here and the service is crap, particularly when you got them youngsters in there. They like this. That's it. Youngsters they ain't paying no attention to you. I recall a story that was told that a guy went to Dookie Chase's in New York City. They waited about 30 minutes or so, they said. The people at the front ignored them, pretty much. As soon as a white couple came in, though, them niggas started bug dancing and some other shit. Oh, yes, sir. How can I help you, sir? Give us a moment, sir. One moment, sir. Didn't do that when him and his family came in. Your customer service is deplorable. You don't care. You treat us worse than the white folk do. And that's why I don't patronize shit in the southern sector of Dallas. Your customer service ain't shit. That's how you stay in business. As a limousine driver, how the fuck you think I make tips? Not speaking to the client, letting the client put his own bags in the trunk, not opening the fucking door. That's not being submissive. That's doing my job. Using a limousine or a car service is an experience, a luxury for some, a necessity for others, CEOs, presidents, things of that nature. But you people, is the apathy. You just don't care. And I'll tell you one place to make a hell of a comparison. I live down here in the southern sector. My wife, Jackie O, likes to go get this queso dip from Saltgrass. And the customer service is deplorable. If you order something to go, trust me, when you get home, it's some shit missing from the bag. You got to go back. You got to call up there. Now, when you go to the Mexican restaurant, though, now there's a spot called Norma's Cafe. If you have never eaten at Norma's Cafe in Oak Cliff and you want phenomenal 5-star world-class fucking customer service, go to Norma's Cafe. See, that's those middle-aged black and white women. The moment you walk in there, the customer service. You go to black establishment, hell, them niggas ignore you. I expect that from the white folks. These niggas ignore you. Then they finally come around. Well, what you need? What I need? Nigga, how about hello and welcome to my fucking establishment? Thank you for fucking coming and spending your loot. I spend my money anywhere, not just because you're black. You live down in the Dallas area, you may be familiar with a place called Po Melvin's over in Irving, Texas. Impeccable customer service. You got to earn my dollar. I don't just give it to you, nigga, because we're black. I hold you to a higher regard than I do the Hispanics, the Asians at the Chinese restaurant, the white folk. I expect to come in here and be smothered with customer service. That ain't the case. You niggas think by default I should give you my money. And then the wait staff, you don't do shit. You just came and checked with the guy next to me. They came to see if I needed my glass filled. We needed some more bread. We wanted to order anything else. You just came to their table like the fuck you didn't see me and walked away. But at the end, you want a tip. And I'm wrong for not tipping you my fucking money. Look at yourself, you hypocrite. Because you'll go to another restaurant and sit here and talk about what they ain't doing. Nigga, that's you. That's you. You that nigga. But you don't see it that way. Like Big Man said, people see things in other folk that they don't see in themselves. Yet they forgive things in themselves that they cannot forgive in other people. It's sad. Leave them Democrats the fuck alone. Clean up our own neighborhoods. Get together and have some kind of fundraiser, car wash, bake sale, whatever. And go down there and paint Miss Pearl's house. See, we don't help each other no more. Until we need help, then we looking for fucking help. Like the guy who said, well, we should just quit talking about race. There's no racism. He was with them white boys who stormed the Capitol. He was in D.C. He didn't storm the Capitol. They gave that nigga 14 months. He wasn't even there. Gave his punk ass 14 months. What'd he get in court and say? It's racial. It's because of my skin color. I'm black like Martin Luther King. Nigga, you just said wasn't no racism. You just said color didn't have anything to do with it. And we should stop talking about race. Till they gaffled your punk ass up. Now it's about race. See the hypocrisy? You see the hypocrisy. HBCUs, mine. This is another thing to show you niggas. Howard University down there. Those youngsters are down there. They're camped out in front of the administration building. It's been going on about 2-3 weeks now. There's mold all in their apartments. Internet is crappy. They can't do their homework. Just all kind of shit. Where is the alumni of Howard University? Where is money raised for HBCUs? You see what Deion Sanders has done with Jackson State. Not only has it helped Jackson State, it's helped other HBCUs. Now you got other youngsters that are leaving D1 schools going to HBCUs. But why would I come down here if you don't have anything for me? Deion done got them new uniforms. He done got their name on the back of their uniforms. He's getting a new football field built. He's getting a new athletic facility built. Deion's putting in the work. I'm ordering me some Jackson State University apparel for the holidays to support Prime. Howard University, where is your alumni? Prairie View A&M, Grambling. Now, here's an odd thought. Kamala Harris is a graduate of Howard University, which sits a few miles from the White House. Ski-wee, right, bitch? Where are you? How is it so atrocious at this school that you used as a platform to run to get office? But now you got what you want, and the hell with them, right? We don't support our own. But I bet you University of Texas got hella money. I bet Harvard University got $1 billion endowment. Did one person give all that money? Or did different millionaires give that money? How many people have come out of Howard University and have went on to become millionaires and become great things in their field? Where's your contribution to your college? I bet you show up at other people's stuff. I bet you do. I bet you somebody say, hey, well, my college is having University of Arkansas or some such. I bet your ass show up for that. These HBCUs, it's horrible. Now, what I do hear, there are a lot more white folks going there and a lot more immigrants go to HBCUs than black people. But that's neither here nor there. Those are our institutions. See, I'm former military. I didn't go to a college. So I have no alliances or allegiances to a college or university. But at my high school in Gary, Indiana, home of Michael Jackson. Hee hee. Our high school shut down in 2004. Horace Mann. We put together a committee for our reunion class of 1979. One of my homies, Eric Washington, Big E. The reunion happens the weekend after Labor Day in September. And that week, Big E goes there with his own resources and cuts the grass of a football field at an abandoned school. Who asked him to do that? Who paid him to do that? Nobody. Ours is an all school reunion. Whether you graduated in 1939 or graduated the last year in 2004, everybody has their own little area. But he goes out and cuts it so that it's nice for everybody. Where's the alumni for the HBCUs? Why don't you come back and help your own school? Why don't you get together and get up a committee to get a fundraiser going to raise money? You niggas got some money, but niggas is selfish. A lot of that is social engineering. A lot of it is just a lot of niggas are selfish. Why aren't you helping your own alma mater? Why is Howard University going through what it's going through? Why is Grambling and Prairie View and Paul Quinn College down here in Dallas, Texas? These places are run down. The buildings have mold, no AC, no air. Where are the people who went there? Think of the years that this facility has been standing and how many people have walked the halls of that prestigious university. But it's black. These other schools do it. See, everybody do for self except niggas. Because we're all standing around waiting on somebody else to come fix our problem. When we could fix our own problem. He who is in me is greater than he who is out in the world. Now, it's not incumbent upon the students to go and clean up and do whatever. They're there to get an education. There should be money in the coffers for that. Now, Sleepy Joe has ass raped them because Donald Trump gave the HBCUs $45 billion. Sleepy Joe cut that shit to $2 billion a couple of weeks ago. Ain't nobody raised nary a peep. These schools are already struggling. We're due more than that. And like I tell you, Donald Trump didn't do shit for black people, but he didn't do nothing to you either. Joe Biden told you to your face to fuck off. Kamala as well. And what did you niggas do? You old bastards. What did you do? You ran straight to the polls and voted for these fools. You're the problem. You're the reason we can't get anywhere. And until most of you old bastards die off and the generation coming behind you takes some sort of action, it'll never get done because you're not teaching the generation behind you either. I got mine, you get yours. It's a sad state of affairs. Go Bears. We used to take care of our own. We don't anymore. Some of it's social engineering. Some of it's just selfish niggas. You ain't gonna help nobody do shit till you need. And then everybody should pull out all the stops to help you and yours. Help the HBCUs. Do not show up for the midterms. Fuck the Democrats. If you was on the block and somebody told you they wasn't doing shit for you and your family, trust me, you ain't gonna do shit for them and theirs either. But then when these folk come along and tell you the same thing, you just gonna run out and do whatever the hell Massa tell you to damn do. And that's you old niggas. See, because the generation behind us, and I hate to be a baby boomer at this point, I'm 60. The generation behind us, they get it. But they're so screwed over after September 11th and then the housing thing in 2008 and now COVID, they can't even afford to buy a house or anything else. You niggas got it though, you old niggas. And you ain't trying to pass nothing down or lace a nigga into the game. You're content. And you're just looking for somewhere comfortable to lay down and damn die. And I'll be glad when the gang of you get the fuck out of here. We should have our own. And it's incumbent upon my generation, the baby boomers, to kick that off. Because once they got rid of Black Panther Party and all these folks, the cowards came out. All you was concerned with was getting your own shit. Look at all the resources you squandered in the 70s and 80s chasing white booty. Interracial sex. That's all you were interested in. Getting some white chicks. Not about building community. Again, look at our HBCUs. Look at our neighborhoods. I live in the double wide here. I went out one time and swept the front of my place all the way down to the parking lot. Went out there 15 minutes later. Nigga done threw beer bottles, whatever they ate for lunch, all kind of paper and shit just laying out there. Niggas don't care because you don't own it. We need to raise money to put our own candidate in office. We need to start our own political party. Democrats ain't done shit for you. Democrats ain't doing shit for you. Democrats ain't gonna do shit for you. Yet here you are, voting for the Democrats. You keep going to a slot machine and that bitch ain't hitting. How many times you gonna keep pulling that lever? This ain't working either. This is not working either. Did you get the jab? A lot going on with the Chicago Police Department. They're up in arms against Mayor Lightfoot out there. She's trying to make people get the jab. In New York, the fire department, they told them they had to get the jab by October or November 1. And they have been marching and protesting. Everybody doesn't want the jab. Now, if you got the jab, fine. If you didn't, fine. It's America. You're free to make choices. So they say. You're free to make choices. What choices are you making? This is what I don't understand. You have a shortage of police, firemen, nurses, teachers, truck drivers. And so airline pilots. So you already have a shortage. If you don't get the jab, we're going to lay you off. Ain't that shooting yourself in the foot? Cut your nose to spite your face. Shortage of school bus drivers. They want to bring in the National Guard to drive. They want to bring in the National Guard to work in the healthcare industry. You ain't got that many people in the National Guard here in America to fill all these slots. Did you get the jab? How's that working out for you? Did you not get the jab? How's that working out for you? See, because the people who got the jab think that everything's okay. And that's cool. That's what them folk told you. The people who didn't get the jab go around the people who got the jab thinking that they're safe. And they ain't got no mask on. You see the football games and every place is jam-packed. And you restaurant owners, how fucking stupid are you? If you don't have the vaccine, then you can't come in here. Nigga, you the one losing. I'm confused. You're cutting out half of your customers. Now, if you don't want to get the jab, then you have to take the test once a week and wear a mask, then so be it. who's that, Kawhi Leonard or Kyrie Irving, one of the basketball players, he elected not to take the jab. He's looking to lose several $1 million. But he's a man of his convictions. You know, young guy, not you old fucks. It's a man of his convictions. Sleepy Joe is 78 years old. And this is the best the white folk have to offer. The black guy spent 8 years fixing this shit. Then they gave you Donald Trump. Boy. And the best you have to offer after Trump is Sleepy Jim Crow Joe? You white people's time is over. You no longer know what you're doing. You're a fucking failure. You're a failure. You keep talking about the vaccine, but you don't talk about a cure. Chris Rock said it best. The money's in the treatment, not the cure. These people have no idea what the hell they're doing. Greed. Greed and racism. Nothing lasts forever. All great empires fall. And I think America has reached its time. These people have no idea what they're doing. You ever watch Joe Biden when he's giving a speech, press conference? They be cutting the mic off in the middle of his shit as he starts rambling and babbling on, you know, like your grandmama. Dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever. Sleepy Joe got that shit. And this is who's running the country. This is the best you have to offer. Bruce Willis in the movie Armageddon. You're NASA for crying out loud. You're supposed to have a backup plan. This is the best you got? I think you white folks' time has come to an end, fam. Let somebody else run the country. Go get one of the Native Americans. Get one of them Afghans you bringing in here spending my fucking tax dollar on. But you won't cut the check for my people. Bernie Sanders talking about what is reparations. Same shit you and Hillary Clinton gave your people back in 10, 15 years ago. The Jews. That's what the fuck reparations are, Bernie. What is reparations? Define reparations. Same shit you gave your people. It's what my people deserve. And letting all these immigrants in here gonna backfire on you white folks. Then you're going to do what you always do. Come get a nigga to help you fix it. That's why you got Barack in there. After Baby Bush went there and screwed it up. All to hell. You wouldn't got the black guy. You know, like we've always done. Did you get the jab? If you did, quit beating people down who didn't. If you didn't, leave the people alone who did. You made the decision that was best for you and your family. What the next man doing ain't your concern. Now, Jackie O works from home. I have different people in the vehicles that I drive. Okay? Keep a can on deck, fam. Every time a person get out the car, because I may have picked up somebody who came from New York. I may have picked up a person who came from California. I may have picked up a person who came from out of the country. Each person sitting in that back seat done touched the door, the armrest, the water, whatever. The moment they get out, I wipe that shit down and I hit it with that Lysol. And when they're in the vehicle, I keep my mask on. Because you ain't jabbing me. So I look out for myself so I don't bring it home to my wife, mine. If you got the jab, fine. If you didn't, fine. Leave niggas alone. You don't see the divide and conquer mentality? Now they're going to get the people who got the jab to guilt you into getting it. Sleepy Joe. 78-year-old bastard running the country. Do you think Sleepy Joe is in touch with what the hell's going on in this country? Now we got a supply shortage. What is he doing about that? You know, they say for the holidays, there ain't gonna be no turkeys and ain't gonna be no Christmas toys for the little babies. And anything you get for the holidays, so far as your meals and whatnot to cook your dinners, is gonna cost more. You go in the shelves, I mean in the stores now and see the shelves empty. That's because we don't make shit in America. We import our shit. Now, finally, he's talking about taxing the rich. And they're complaining about it. But your ass can go into space, huh? How much that costs? Hmm? How much does it cost for you to build this shitty ass, asinine ass rocket to go into space? Why the very place you live is falling apart and you don't give a damn long as you got yours. You white folks shit done came to an end. There's a supply shortage going on for you slaves who ain't woke and understanding what's happening here. Because you don't give a damn. You just care about yourself until your ass get in trouble and your ass need help. Supply shortage. Why don't you bring jobs back here? And speaking of, you people that have small businesses, fuck you. If you can't pay, your ass don't need to be in business. So you're going to get the government to shut off somebody's money so they'll be forced to come back and take your shitty ass wages. Did it ever occur to you? You sent us home? No one thinks about that. You look at the aftermath. We were all working, remember? You told us to go home, shelter in place, and you'd send a check. Well, we went home and we sheltered in place. And you sent a check. But now you're tired of sending that fucking check. And you're going to pull people off the unemployment. And no one showed up to work, huh? That's because the 18 months that we sat home, we got to see what we were missing out on in life. With our children, with our family, with our well-being. Long hours, crappy pay. Treating us like shit. It's time to get unions back. I think only 6, 7, 8% of people in America are part of a union. Unions used to be big. You know who started tearing unions down? Ronald Reagan. Think about the air traffic controllers back in the 80s. Remember they went on strike? Ronnie Reagan broke that shit up. And at that point, they start dissolving the unions. The unions are there so that you get good pay and a good quality of life. That's why you work 40 hours a week and have weekends off. You know, unions. Gary, Indiana, a union town, full of steel mills. Them people lived a great life. They worked overtime when they wanted to. They weren't at work all damn day, all damn week, away from their families. They could afford a home, a car, and food to put on and food to put on the damn table. Unions. They got most of you niggas so damn scared, you wouldn't even speak the word union. You'd still go in there and keep getting that crappy ass pay. I remember the brother that tried to get the union going out there at Amazon a couple of years back. Niggas ran him out. Oh, don't rock the boat. We don't want to get Massa mad. Be a good nigga and just be quiet and just be happy for what it is you got. Just as far as just be quiet over there and just shut the fuck up. You coward bitch made motherfucker. Unions. But a union for what? When all the jobs are overseas. We import everything. And when that ship got stuck months back in the Suez Canal, it backed up the other ships. Coronavirus laid people off, and here we are. What are you going to do when you run out of supplies? I think what's screwing this country up is old ass niggas with a me attitude. What you leaving for your family when you die and leave here? You just gonna party it all off? And now you need your kids to take care of you? My old man told me when I was coming along, I was a teenager. He said, I'm raising you to be a man and stand on your own feet. Not every time you break a fingernail, you calling your mama. You should be helping your mama when you're a man. The way I helped my mom is I refinanced her house. I was a mortgage loan officer at the time. And that's what she needed at that point. Because the person she had was screwing her over. She didn't know. My mom didn't know anything about mortgages. She thought the lady was looking out for her because she black and talk real sweet. Till I got on that fucking phone and start reading shit off that GFE, that good faith estimate. Told my mama, tell her I came up from Dallas for her birthday, August 29th. Lord rest my mama's soul. And I started looking through that GFE and saw this chick was ass raping my mama. She was an escrow. She was on an adjustable rate mortgage. My mama always had great credit. I told my mama, tell that woman who I am and hand me the phone. And when I got through tearing into her ass, I hung up the phone on her. And I immediately turned to my mama and started showing her what this lady was screwing her over. And then I took her paperwork, paid off all her bills. At closing, she got a check for $10,000. Didn't have to pay her mortgage for 45 days. Put on a 15-year. House paid off in 2019. Got her down from 7-something% to 4.7%. Had the lady that I ran the loan through in Jeffersonville, Indiana, to take $1,500 out of my part of the money and bought my mama down one more point to 3.7. Escrowed. She was paying $951 a month. See, that's you niggas. You predatory. Who can I get over on? What can I do to get mine? And nigga, you get yours. I'm sick of you niggas. Particularly you old niggas, and particularly you niggas that went to an HBCU, and you niggas that sitting here swinging on the jock of these damn Democrats. You don't care about us. Fighting for niggas, your biggest enemy is niggas. Told you these Democrats wasn't gonna do shit. And you ran your ass out there and voted for them anyway, and now you quiet as a church house mouse. It's you old niggas who need to die and get the hell on. Yeah, I said it. You don't care about the group, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You think just because you black, you in our family. What the Africans call us? Akatas. Until they need your ass. Look at them Haitians. You ain't shit till they start beating the shit out them Haitians. And now, brother, now we brothers. All of a sudden. Roland Martin is Haitian. Didn't hear him saying shit. It's you old niggas that's bringing us down. Because you won't get on board. Here come the midterms next year. Democrats gonna be stomping. They're gonna be in your church. They're gonna be out there, shake your booty to the polls. You know, when you come in and talk to the Asians, they have what's called knee to knee. You have to sit in front of the Asians in a chair, and an Asian sits in front of you, and then they question you about what's going to be done for them. When you come to talk to La Raza and the Hispanics, you sit down, you talk to them. You don't come in there wearing no damn sombrero and a poncho, eating no fucking tacos. When you go to the Jews, you come in there and you speak to them. But when you come to us, you got to do the nay. You got to bring in some hot sauce, and you got to talk about how you smoke weed listening to Tupac and Biggie. Because it don't take shit to get these dumbass niggas to vote for us. You know, you old niggas. It's time to leave them people alone. It's time for reparations. Cut the check. The University of Arkansas Pine Bluff is built on my great-great-grandmother's property, Jane Oliver, down there in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Stolen land. How many of you had land stolen from you? Think about if Mr. Brown, when he had that store that Mr. Charlie and his buddies burnt down, would have built that into something like a Walmart. How would that affect his great-great-great-grandkids today? When your great-great-granddad or your great-granddad got out of World War II, they didn't want to give him no GI Bill. And them houses that them people bought for $3,000, $5,000 years ago is worth $1 million, $5 million today. Redlining is what they call it. You niggas don't know. You don't want to know. You got whatever little piece of shit you got, and you happy with that, and the hell with everybody else. Leave these Democrats alone. If your cupcake ass went to an HBCU, help your school. Call some people you graduated with. Call some folks you know who went there. See if you can get a committee together to go in there and see what your alma mater needs. And go about helping self and quit waiting on the government or the white man to come in and fix your problems. In your neighborhood, that vacant lot that's on the block, get some folk together one Saturday morning. Go get Mr. Johnson's truck. Clean up the lot. Put the trash in the truck. He can take it to the dumpster. Plant some flowers. Put a little bench or memorial there for the old folks in that community who passed away. Niggas ain't gonna do that. It ain't mine. I ain't concerned about it. And that's how them folk want you to be. That's how they keep bumping our heads. We won't do for self. I remember here in Dallas, Texas, had a radio station, KKDA, AM, Willis Johnson. Tom Joyner used to work there back in the day. And one of the city council members said it best when it shut down. It was owned by a Jewish guy named Jaime something or other. Also owns K104. Just because it's black music don't mean it's a black-owned station. And like he said, why didn't black people get together, raise some money, and start our own radio station? Doesn't cost that much. I went to broadcasting school back in 2007. You have what are called dark stations. It's a whole radio station. It's just not operating. The doors are closed. Equipment's in there and everything. You can go in there and buy that puppy and get it crunked back up, get you a little bit of new equipment, bring in some folk who know what they're doing. You know, people smarter than you. And you got your own. We keep waiting on another nigga. When are you going to be that nigga? And step up. Howard University. It's a shame. And the white folks sit there, look at these niggas. How many people graduated from Howard University? Each one of y'all gave $100. That'll build a new dormitory. Each of you give $1,000. That could get you a new football field, perhaps. You niggas ain't gonna do shit because you don't care. You're apathetic. I told you what we did for our high school. We did it. Eric Washington went over there and cut the grass. Did nobody pay him? Did nobody ask him? That was our school, our alma mater, if you will. That was ours. And for the enjoyment of everybody who walked the halls of Gary Horseman High School, that man went over there and cut that grass. Other people come out and donate stuff and do stuff. Where are you for your school? You don't give a shit. But if University of Texas has something going on down here in Texas, SMU, TCU, University of Oklahoma, I bet you trot your black ass over there, though, don't you? I bet them niggas give. May not be a shitload of money, but I bet you they contribute something. How come you're not contributing something to your school, Grambling? Historical black colleges. Tom Joyner does it. He does it for all HBCUs now. When are you going to do it for your own? Howard University. Where's Kamala Harris? Ski Wee. Where's she at? She graduated from Howard. Howard's in Washington, D.C. What is she doing? Nothing. Because she already told you she ain't doing shit for black people. You ain't either. Leave the Democrats alone. Support your HBCU. And for God's sake, clean your own fucking neighborhood. Go sweep the front. Go get that shit from the side of your deal. And for those of you who talk about people were lazy for not getting a job, that's probably because you have one. You probably make great money, you got benefits and some more shit. But you just want somebody else to take the very job your ass wouldn't take. Crappy pay, long hours, and getting treated like shit. It's you old niggas that have to go. Like the man said when he had all these black men lined up. Everybody that's ready to die to get from up under oppression and want freedom, take 3 steps forward. Most of them took 3 steps forward. He told the people who took the 3 steps forward, he said, now turn around. They all did an about face. He said, the first thing we have to do to get up from up under oppression and tyranny is to kill these motherfuckers who didn't step up. The cowards. How many of you go into the midterms and cast your fucking vote for people who ain't doing shit for you, who don't even like you, or those who look like you? So basically, I'm talking to the African Americans, the minorities, the people of color, because I ain't none of that shit. I'm ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. If you cannot trace your great-great-grandmama, your 3-time great, your 5-time great-grandmama back to the killing fields of a southern slave plantation, you're not us. You don't get no reparations. You go back to your country and fight for whatever you're due. Take your black ass to Haiti or to Nigeria or Ghana or anywhere and help them people fight. I bet you ain't getting no resources. You ain't them. They're not us. We bring all these immigrants up in here. I don't have a problem with that. But you got to take care of home first. What the old heads used to say back in the Gap, I can't sink my ship to save your boat. You old niggas got to go. You cowards. Those who think of self and not those who are coming behind you, you know, like every other culture does. The Asians build for the young Asians coming behind them. The Jews build for the Jews that are coming behind them. The Hispanics build for the Hispanics coming behind them. Niggas build for themselves and fuck everybody else. You niggas gotta go. You old niggas gotta go. Do not vote for these people in the midterm elections. Ain't shit in it for me, ain't shit in it for you either. You do a nigga like that on the block, then you should be doing these people the same way. But whatever the fuck Massa tell you is what you's gonna do, huh, boy? You coward bitch made motherfuckers. Support the HBCU. Support Deion Sanders down there. Buy a t-shirt. I'm getting me a hoodie, a cap, and some more shit for Christmas. Just to support what Deion is doing. I didn't go to college. Didn't go to an HBCU. But I like what Primetime is doing down there. And anything I can do to help support that brother is what I'm going to do. See, I know him. So that gives me a bit of a connect to Jackson State. Prime played here in Dallas. You know, back when the Cowboys were winning. Go Bears. Oh, and get a rookie a chance, mine. Justin Fields, quarterback for the Chicago Bears. Get a rook a chance, mine. I know Nagy's an asshole, but get a rook a chance. Yeah, you old niggas, it's time for you to go. You're not a leader. You waiting on white Jesus to come down here and fix all your problems when he who is within me is greater than he who is out in the world. Ever think about something? I'm going to let you go. If the black church was doing anything for niggas, they would have shut it down years ago. The Black Panther Party started the WIC program. Did you know that? They fed breakfast to the children in the neighborhood. They provided lunches. They did things to help the community, not just self. Tore that shit down. Malcolm X wanted for his people, and they killed him. You old niggas ain't doing shit. You got yours, let everybody else worry about them. God bless us, foe, don't bless no more. This was our first freaking live, mine. I know I was all over the place. Don't care. I just figured I'd shut it on and talk. There's a supply shortage going on. Do you have to take the jab for your job? Are you going to take it? Are you going to be a person of your convictions? I don't know. We're pushgapradios.com. Pray until something happens. God always provides. I'm not talking about your white Jesus. God always provides. The most high God of my ancestors, whoever they were praying on that ship on their way over here, that's my God. Pray until something happens. God always provides. At pushgapradios.com, the power is in the name. Never average, never mediocre, online, on point, and on the freaking money. I know I done pissed some of y'all off. I don't give a shit. I'm sick of niggas. I'm not going to patronize your business. I don't want your service. I don't want any shitty, crappy thing that you have. They said black people's businesses and whatnot were deplorable. I didn't believe that. I patronized it. But the more I go to it, I can honestly say some of you niggas shouldn't even be in business. Do not vote in them goddamn midterms. Support your HBCU. Clean up your fucking neighborhood. Paint your house. Do whatever you got to do to spiff up your neighborhood. That's why the white folks have a HOA, homeowners association. They pay their own group to keep the neighborhood clean. You don't have that. Create your own. And clean up your fucking neighborhood. Who are you waiting on? Your mama was waiting on somebody. Your grandmama was waiting on somebody. You're waiting on somebody. And you're going to teach your kids to wait on somebody else to come take care of some shit you need to do yourself. I'm Shaka 401, banging this thing in the urban internet radio game. I don't give a shit if you're mad. It's time to get rid of some of you niggas. Take 3 steps forward, turn around. Those who didn't step forward, we need to delete their ass. Pushgapradios.com. Dallas, baby.